It was all the gender stuff, the insistence that men can have babies and such. And now I fear that we like the terrorists is the new that. Liberals need to push back on the dumb ideas that come from their children. The Democrats' problem is the energy of the party is with the young, and the young are with the terrorists. That's not good. So talk to your children and remind them you don't really want to live like your heroes in Hamas.
Bill Maher just delivered a savage takedown of young Democrats, and it's pure entertainment. The outspoken liberal comedian isn't fooled by the hype, arguing that this fresh new generation is nothing more than a replay of the old guard, repeating the same worn-out mistakes. In a fiery monologue, Maher tore through progressive sacred cows, dismantling the starry-eyed idealism so many hold dear. Buckle up, this one hits hard.
Problem for Democrats. Less than 1 in 4 Democrats under 30 say they're proud to be an American. 54% say they're embarrassed by it. Embarrassed. Like America's your mom picking you up at school? You're embarrassed to be an American? Well, guess what? The feeling's mutual. Because you have no perspective. Is America perfect? No, of course not. No country is. Although don't get Tucker Carlson started on Russia.
This is more than just a concerning statistic. It's a red flag for America's future. If 1 in 4 young Democrats has grown disillusioned with their own country, we're looking at a nation in serious trouble. No country is flawless, but by any global standard, America stands as a beacon of opportunity and freedom. Yet, the fact that so many young people fail to see that isn't about reality, it's about conditioning. Years of left-wing indoctrination have recast America from a symbol of liberty into a caricatured villain. And if this mindset continues to spread, the America we know and love may fade away right before our eyes.
Leagues ahead of the rest of the world on most of the progressive issues that are important to young people. America has 14 million women-owned businesses. 17% of black women are starting businesses, which is faster than white women or white men. Gay Americans are free to marry, and 49% of them own property. Yes, in America, gays buy buildings. In other places, they get thrown off.
Across much of the Middle East and parts of Africa, life for the LGBTQ community remains dangerously repressive. Expressing one's identity openly can lead to imprisonment, brutal punishment, or even death. Out of sheer fear, many are forced to live in secrecy, leading double lives where concealment is the only form of survival. Some even marry the opposite sex to avoid suspicion, meeting their true partners in secret. The oppression doesn't stop there. Women in many of these regions still endure severe restrictions on their freedoms, and the thought of owning or running a business remains unimaginable in countless areas. It's an uncomfortable truth that few are willing to confront.
You think are cringe? Well, they're cringe because America changed, because we modernized, way more than most societies have. Our current Congress is the most racially and ethnically diverse ever. They're like a beautiful, useless rainbow. And we proudly live in a land where every TV commercial features a mixed-race couple, including the ones where it makes no sense. Mom's black, dad's white, and the kid's Asian.
America has gone above and beyond to accommodate, uplift, and celebrate every group within its borders. From the LGBTQ+ community to racial minorities and beyond, each administration, Republican or Democrat, has pushed policies and programs aimed at promoting inclusion, elevating marginalized voices, and showcasing a national commitment to diversity. On paper, it all sounds noble, honoring differences, embracing multiculturalism, ensuring everyone feels seen. But at some point, you have to wonder, when does bending over backwards start to look like breaking our backbone? Diversity should be our strength, not our source of division. Too often, though, it's become a political weapon, a way to score points instead of truly uniting the nation. America's leaders keep preaching inclusivity, yet the country feels more fractured than ever. Maybe it's time to ask whether these well-meaning efforts are bringing us together or quietly pulling us apart.
Dilemma for Democrats. Their young people, their key constituency, not only don't like their own civilization, they like the wrong one. They actually think Hamas is a liberation movement. They chant for the Houthis. They're chanting, "We will honor our martyrs" at Yale. They're looking for love in all the wrong countries. Someone needs to tell the kids that America is not the society where women basically have no rights, where there's zero freedom of religion and where dissent is punishable by death. Our democracy may be on life support, but we still have elections.
Many of the freedoms we take for granted in America are the very rights that people in other parts of the world would risk their lives to have. The ability to speak freely, to worship or not, without fear, to protest the government, to vote, to love who you choose, and to chase opportunity on your own terms. These aren't universal privileges. They're luxuries denied to millions elsewhere. Yet somehow, much of our younger generation seems blind to this truth. Rather than appreciating the freedoms they've inherited, many are quick to blame America itself. Even worse, they romanticize nations that crush dissent and trample basic rights, as if those regimes represent some higher moral ground. It's naive and dangerous. If we fail to teach the next generation to cherish what we have, we may one day wake up to find the very freedoms that make America exceptional slipping away.
When an Irish rap group projected onto screens, "Fuck Israel, free Palestine," got big applause. "Globalize the Intifada" is the catchphrase that's really catching on these days, as if worldwide suicide bombing and cosplaying Islamic revolutionaries is the answer to our problems.
It's genuinely disheartening to see the kinds of causes many young Democrats eagerly rally behind. Too often, they seem more enthusiastic about promoting foreign ideologies or praising regimes that suppress freedom than about defending the liberties we already enjoy here at home. But let's entertain their argument for a moment. Even if we accept their claim that some of these nations are supposedly doing better than America, what does that prove? Do they really want us to mimic systems that crush dissent, silence free thought, and strip away democracy? Should we discard free speech and abandon the very principles that made America a beacon of hope, just to emulate countries where citizens live in fear of their own government? If that's the vision, then it's not progress they're fighting for. It's regression, cleverly disguised as enlightenment.
Sanders' rally in Idaho last month, someone threw a Palestinian flag over an American flag, and the crowd erupted in approval. What should have happened after that is one of the adults on stage should have told their young, loyal followers, "This is not a symbol of freedom. This is."
Everything young Democrats believe today, their worldview, their rhetoric, even their talking points, has been spoon-fed to them by an older generation of left-wing leaders. Figures like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Zoran Mamdani, Ilhan Omar, and Gavin Newsom have shaped their thinking, convincing them that America is broken, corrupt, and unworthy of pride. Instead of inspiring gratitude for living in one of the freest and most prosperous nations in history, these leaders encourage admiration for foreign systems, many of which offer far fewer rights and freedoms. It's the same steady drumbeat: glorify others, vilify America. The result? A wave of young Democrats who see patriotism as outdated and mock the very foundations of the nation that gives them their voice. What they fail to grasp is that this mindset doesn't just poison political discourse. It chips away at America's unity and accelerates the slow erosion of national pride.
And the Democratic Party keep encouraging and not rebuking the idea that America is cringe and the people who run Gaza are great. The Democrats are doomed. Alyssa Slotkin's right. Liberals are weak and woke, especially the white ones, and they indulge all sorts of nonsense from their kids, a pattern that then continues on in the Democratic Party.
I've said it before on this channel, and I'll say it again. The Democrats have become weak and hopelessly woke. They don't stand for anything solid anymore. Instead of showing real leadership, they cave under pressure, bowing to every radical demand and pandering to whoever screams the loudest. That's not progress. That's cowardice disguised as virtue. The party has become so obsessed with pleasing the far left that it's completely lost touch with everyday Americans who just want common sense and stability. If Democrats could find the backbone to stand up to their own extremists, they might actually rebuild some credibility and maybe even bring order back to their fractured ranks. But as long as weakness and wokeness define their agenda, they're not leading the country forward. They're steering it straight toward failure.